Hi. Well, here we go. Um, that was quick. I brought this forward a little bit, um, purely because it's Sunday night. I think 10 o'clock's a bit late on a weekday. I think we should maybe do 10 weekends, but we'll start to do 9 o'clock during the week. Um, Hope everyone's okay. Nice to see you. 10 o'clock was getting a bit late, I think, so we'll do 9. I think it's probably better. There's a few people already. Jeff, good evening. How are you doing? Beef and chicken, hello. Scooter Bob, hello. Two moderators, quick in there. Thanks for what you're doing, by the way. Because I don't really know much about this thing. I'm learning all the time. Paul, good evening. I don't know if you know about. I started this WhatsApp group. I put an admin charge of $9.99 to join the group. It's an exclusive group. This WhatsApp group. It's got some experts on it, i.e., you. You get some funny people, don't you? 1 p.m. Oh, yeah, kind of. That's different, isn't it? Good, isn't it? 1 o'clock. Hi, Tony MC. Sunday affairs I was going to talk about. I mean, it doesn't happen anytime when you got to go back to work, because I work shifts, but when you sort of worry, you get anxiety because of work's looming. Like responsibilities come by, you had a heavy weekend. It's horrible, isn't it? Oregon, nice. It's a good time to get the Americans on now. Maybe we should do it a bit earlier. Do one American, one British, one Australian. I'd never be off the computer, would I? Anyhow, I've put the admin thing on. Anybody wants to the WhatsApp group. If anybody wants to join the WhatsApp group, just text me on this number. I'll put it out a few times. A few people said they don't want to pay £10. That's fair enough. A month, which is nothing. It's crazy. Because this could be a fantastic group. This WhatsApp group when it gets going. I know they only put it on last night. Onto YouTube to see if Sober Star has put an update on. Looks like he's gone missing. Oh, right. There's a few strange comments about the Sober Star chap. He mentioned me a couple of times. He said he was a fraud. I'm not sure I said that, but I think he certainly came out of nowhere. So he gets on. Oh, he's all right. I don't want to see anybody suffer because of alcohol, obviously. You're welcome to the wrench. Anybody? Like a wrench? We don't have two people on, many people. We've got 3 good ones there. Beef, chicken, Scooter Bob, and who's the other one? The one is now. It's good to have a bit of moderation. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm not an expert on that. I'm an expert on alcohol, but not others. Alex, I did something incredibly stupid. What was that? I read it quickly, but just be open. Don't be on. Nobody's going to judge you. And you say what you want, And nice to see you all here again. 20 people in 3 minutes is a good goal, isn't it? I think not having the ads on is good. So you mentioned, I can't remember who it was. Just open this up to subscribers only. Cut out the idiots. It's got the idiots on last night. It didn't last long though. The Sunday fears, or the fears you get when you've got to go back to work. So it's all right. Just trying best. Okay, Paul. Why do we get so fearful because we're going to go back to work? Because of the anxiety, isn't it? I think anxiety hits everybody. And with me, it was extreme. It was very acute anxiety, and I felt so unwell with it. I didn't realize there was anxiety stuff. I just thought it was normal. Just like sort of, it's just what you feel as you get a bit older. You get a bit more pressure in your life. But the anxiety was starting to take over my life. And let me know if you had this sort of fear thing, because I'm sure that anxiety for me was the main issue rather than the physical stuff. And then it got worse, but very quickly worse. The anxiety never left me. Not until I got sober again. That's the problem, And it just became really bad. Alex. Oh, I think you just deleted a comment. Might be thinking about it. I don't know. Samara, hiya. Hello, Samara. I'm going to do these a bit earlier, Sunday to Thursday. because I've got quite a busy week myself with other things, so I don't just do this. Although this takes a bit of time, I've opened the WhatsApp group up. There is an admin charge of $9.99 a month. I don't think that's over the top. It's 30p a day, and I'll keep it tight and keep it exclusive to us, or anybody who wants to be on here. And if you want to join the WhatsApp group, just text your number this. Obviously, it's +44 if you're outside the UK. I believe that's correct. Let's get correct on that. Outside of the UK. Outside. Yeah, I just opened up there about the Sunday fears. The fears of going back to work, especially after. Yeah, fear no more. That's true. Yeah. Going back to work after you've had a period off it. That's very honest for me, not off it, because you know you've got responsibilities. Must have been the same for you, someone. I mean, when I was in the police, I couldn't go in half cut. I had to sort of have a plan of action how I was going to get sober for the Monday night duty or something like that. I had a sort of a weekend off or something, and it was very, very difficult to try and pull myself around. I used to feel I needed a good sleep or some food, and once I got the first shift over with at work, I was okay. But a few times when I've been on a heavy session, I've been away or something, and I felt like I just felt really, really bad when I had to go back to work, and it took my focus off everything. All I was worried about was the drink. Nothing else really. It just takes over your life, doesn't it? I'm just got to try and update me. So basically, the Sunday fears, or can be any day when you've been off, and you start to worry about the consequences and of what you've done. And I just think that was my main issue, my anxiety. I just think it took me back to being a kid again. I couldn't face anything. I had no confidence. You know what I mean? I just think, to me, it was the main issue. I hate the anxiety factor. I hate that it coming from any. It's never coming for any other reason other than when I drank, really. But what we've got to look at is why, or how we're going to get off the drink as well. You have to have it, like I said before, change your mindset and realise that alcohol does no good at all. And it's basically a poison, isn't it? Why we're drinking poison? And it's just once you change your mindset, it's easier than thinking, well, I want to be part of the crowd again. I want to be part of the game. I want to fit in, because you don't need to fit in anywhere. You can be in the minority and be a healthy minority, and you'll live longer and have a better life. I always found that after a huge bit of the boozing, I was very tired on Mondays. Definitely, I wasn't just tired though. I was worn out to the point of being exhausted and mentally unfit. Basically, I was always an anxious person drinking. Yeah, same me. We're all anxious on here. All of us are overthinkers. I haven't met anybody who isn't an overthinker who I do the one-to-one for. If you want one-to-one support, I'll do that as well. It's only £49, this one-to-one support. It's nothing, is it? I was reading something the other day. There's some people are charging $5,000 for support. What the hell is all that about? Anyway, one-to-one is available through me. The link's in the description of all the videos. I was always an anxious person. Drinking took the anxiety away, but in the later stage of alcoholism, the anxiety became worse, causing psychosis and paranoia. Same with me. Yeah, that was the problem. It was much stronger as I got older. It took longer to get over the hangover, and the hangover became withdrawal. When the hangover becomes withdrawal, then you got serious issues. You got real problems there. Because you're into withdrawal and you get the shakes and I used to feel sick. I was throwing up all the time. Couldn't really keep anything down. Didn't enjoy my food. Keith, Steve, just a quick one. Did you ever feel you wouldn't make it to this stage, or did you feel you wouldn't always get here? Thank you for sharing this on through the dark times. Hi, Keith. I just was living day to day when I started to sober up. While I was in hospital, and I didn't think I'd ever I didn't think I'd last the night sometimes. I mean, at one point I was on 20 MC. What's all that about? I didn't think I'd survive the night. I was on a 4-hourly obs. Hello, Richard. How are you doing? I've gone a bit earlier tonight. I think Sunday to Thursday we'll do 9. And maybe change it again in the winter. Maybe do a little bit later weekends. So getting back to Keith's question, do I think I'd make it back here? Or at this stage of health? Even the doctor said to me the other week, well, I say once every 6 months. He said, if after seeing you in 2019 when you were ill, if somebody told me to get to this level of health in 2025, I wouldn't have actually believed it myself, which is a strange thing for a doctor to say. So I think my resolve was just to get well and be positive, because I said to her, why have I got healthy? Because I was really ill. I mean, I'm talking seriously, critically ill. So because you did everything I told you to do. And that was very, very pivotal for me, really. And if you get to the stage where you've recovered, well, stopped, and you're over the seizures and all the rest of it, you've stopped drinking for a month or two and you feel okay, you've got to keep focusing on that every day and change your mindset. I think this alcohol is no good for me. I can't relapse because it's going to kill me. And that way you'll get well. But if you keep going back to the odd pint, the odd dabble now and again, you'll never get well again. And that's the issue, isn't it? I mean, I've got a friend who's got cirrhosis. He kept drinking through all of this. He went to hospital the other day. He's been sick, and they told him, if you don't stop drinking, you're going to die. He started drinking Guinness Zeros for a couple of days. He said, I'm going to give it a month. That's how I feel. You can't just give it a month when you've told you've got serious liver disease. You have to give it the rest of your life, but break it down, as Samara was saying, day by day. I think we've got to look every day you're not going to drink. And that's the way you've got to look at it. And it's a lifelong battle. But you don't have to focus on it. It'll get easier with time. The other thing is 100% true. I sometimes just put my earphones in at work for 25 minutes rather than start talking. Yeah, it's true. We do overthink everything, don't we? Dennis, how you doing? Clem, sorry. Have you had the anxiety issues also, June? Never had it when I was sober. It disappears with me straight away. I've got a very cavalier attitude to life. Don't care. No anxiety at all. When I was drinking, it was off the scale. Really bad. It's horrible to be stuck in the cycle of constant withdrawal. Yeah, it is. I was in the withdrawal for years, I think. I used to worry endlessly, not so much. No, you don't. You sleep better, don't you? I don't get up to bed late. I don't get enough sleep, but sometimes in the morning I think, I wish I'd lie. How much discipline should you give yourself before going for a treat? But don't go for a treat as in beer. Have a treat, a bar of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Keith. Just let you know, there's no adverts on this. So if you want to drop a super chat in, please do. Or buy me your coffee links at the top. And, if you benefit from the channel, it's helping you, then please support the channel if you can. Again, I'll mention this WhatsApp group. If you want to be part of the WhatsApp group, please text me on this number. Obviously, if you're outside the UK, then use the +4 option. And I'll get as many people as I can in the WhatsApp. I'll send you the membership details and all that. Just text that number. My stepdad's brother, he's just had an op for throat cancer. Told he could never drink again. Drinking is just as much. I agree. I've got a mate who had pancreatitis twice. He drinks more than ever. It's going to kill themselves. It's slow suicide, isn't it? You're that smart enough up and tough enough, you die. It's simple as that. If you're not better, do it for yourself. If you're off the drink and you pass the withdrawal, you pass the seizures, you passed all that, then, in my opinion, you only kill it. You're only kidding yourself. You can't drink. The doctors have told you that. I've told you that. There's a man who's told you that. We've all told each other that. So keep off it, or you're going to die. How did the anxiety last after stopping? I went straight away, Paul. In a few days, to be honest. The anxiety. Last week I took 2 milligrams of clonazepam and drank 13 units for the space of a few hours. To 300 milligrams of something else. I take at night and feel unconscious. Jesus Christ. Alex, you've got to be careful, man. Fucking hell. Ice cream, perfect. There was much ice cream as you want. I won't take this dangerous combo again. Hope I was getting enough oxygen. You've got to really be careful, Alex. Come on. There's a link in the description. Get in touch with me. I'll do one-to-one support. It doesn't cost very much. It'll keep you alive. Don't want permanent brain damage. We don't want any brain damage. I mean, fucking permanent. We don't have a core sense of identity. Timmy, I've passed your number to Kevin. Oh, thanks very much, Timmy. I must get onto him. I just had a lot to do. I've had a lot with other things, setting this WhatsApp group thing. If you want to join that, if you haven't already, text me. Then the numbers on there: 07837205361 or +44 if you're outside the UK. I do one-to-one mentoring support as well if you're interested in that. So it's quite a busy time. The channel's grown quite quickly, which is good. There's no ads on this as well. If you want to drop a coffee in there, please do, or a super chat or something. If it's helping you along, it's going to be a sober journey. It's going to take a while. The winter's going to be a long winter, and this is when we'll really come into our own and helping each other. And the WhatsApp group will be good because there's bound to be somebody on the chat at some point. And I mentioned last night, we overthinkers tend to get these thoughts come into our head and questions in the middle of the night, don't we? There's nobody to ask apart from ChatGPT and Google, and you want to ask somebody personally, how did Samara cope? How did Rachel cope? How did Paul cope? How did Timmy cope? How and Richard. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Does rum raisin actually have rum? No, it doesn't. Rum raisin ice cream doesn't. It's just got an essence, little bottles, Hi, Rachel. Dennis again. Another post I read earlier. A problem drinker saying he will cut back is the same as moving seats on the Titanic for safety. I like that. Yeah, it's true. I say to people who say, I spoke to somebody last week who wants to be a social drinker. I think I told you, I said, if you can be a social drinker, I'll pay for the drink for the rest of your life. It's impossible. You can't be a social drinker. Underestimate the effects of benzos and alcohol. Can't mix the two. I did that briefly and I was really ill. Let's be sensible about this. We're all sensible people here. We can't keep hammering our bodies like this. Something's going to break, isn't it? 100%. I think Paul to know would be helpful rather than anxiety or depression. Nothing is detailed enough, Martin. This alcoholism is not taken serious enough. You're told you got cancer, you panic. You're told you're going to have open heart surgery, you panic. High blood pressure, you get medication for. Alcohol is the only substance that we take where the doctor will say, try and cut down. They don't tell heroin addicts to try and cut down. They tell them to stop. Hello, Anne. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks to everybody who dropped a super chat or coffee in last night. It helps the channel moving along. And if you want to do the same tonight, please do. It doesn't have to be a lot. There's a super chat thing on there. There's a coffee link at the top. It's pinned at the top. When you go to the doctor, I've never smoked, but I know somebody who did smoke and they were told to stop smoking. They didn't say cut down from 10 to 5. They do with alcohol. If you go to the doctor, I did, 20s and 30s, all she said to me was, just cut down a bit. Imagine going with a cocaine habit and they said, just cut down a bit. They wouldn't last long in the job, would they? So it's all about mindset, like I said. I've got a few questions on here. You see, a lot of people lose time at work. They lose a lot of, coffee. Richard, good point. Coffee protects the liver. Yeah, it definitely protects the liver. So my consultant said that. It takes a lot of your time from work. You don't have any sort of energy for work, really. You try to get out of work as quick as possible to go on the beer, don't you? Those terrible emails and text messages you send when you're drunk, yeah. Some men get very jealous as well. Some women get very jealous. They go off the rails with things. There is this. I never had a Jekyll and Hyde thing. Some people go from Jekyll. Some people are really quiet and nice fellas, or women, and then they go crazy when they've had a few drinks, loud and brash, and obviously, as I saw when I was in the police, people start fighting. Don't they? They used to fight with me, with other officers, with themselves, with the boss, not with anybody. Kick the dog. They're dreadful. Thankfully, I wasn't like that. Scott Bob, I started drinking at 12 after 9 years sobriety. I'm 12 again, in many ways. Well done, Scott. The younger you start, the higher the risk you've got to become an alcoholic, obviously. It sounds like common sense, but there is a scientific link. It's interesting because the doctor's vocabulary regarding cigarettes has switched to recent memory from, just cut down to why are you smoking? Yeah. So it's impossible to, so it's impossible to change. Smoking's got to stop. But the alcohol, you've got to learn to stop, taper off if you're addicted. But you have to come off it if you want to live. It's as simple as that. And if you want to sport, There's a link in the description there. It's only a one-off payment. I'll help you as much as I can. I'll help you get off. I've got a hell of a good success rate with keeping people off because I'll tailor a plan to everybody's needs. Everyone's different with alcohol, you know. Everyone drinks different quantities. People are at different levels of fitness, different diets, different levels of stress. But one thing that runs through everybody I've spoken to on a personal basis, on a video call, is we're all very similar. Caring, affable, able people. Martin, would the doctors tell us to just drink half a bottle a day instead of a phone? Yeah, they do. They tell you to cut down. That's what I was told 100 times. Don't have 10, just have 5. They haven't got time for us. Too busy. There's too many problem drinkers, especially in the UK. Well, other countries. I mean, Scandinavia's got a problem, hasn't it? Germany, Russia, Australia, not just here. And that's why 3 million people die, and there's probably double that, I think. Life could be. Yeah, it's a good point, Scott. Think what life could be without when you stop drinking. It's a question of winding the tape forward when you're going to have a drink. Don't relapse, because if you relapse, you're going to be back to square one again. Life, and I'll tell you this from my heart, life's never been better for me. I know I'm a little bit older, but I feel better than when I was in my 20s because I was drinking then. And when you drink, you have anxiety, you have panic attacks, you can't function, you lose your ambition, you lose your sex drive, you lose your body becomes all flabby and horrible, or lose weight like I did in the end. I felt terrible. Lost my hair. What the fucking hell is all that about? People who I was in hospital with died. You know what I mean? Think what life could if you stop drinking. They might. A good doctor wouldn't. Yeah, a good doctor would probably tell you to get off, but I was told many times to try and cut down and get it under control and moderate it, but maybe that's changed because you couldn't moderate drugs, any other drugs, could you? You wouldn't be told to moderate smoking. But nobody says, why are you drinking? To Martin's like, personality disorders. We discussed on this channel, more awareness is needed about motivation and impulse control issues. Yeah, we'll look into that. Personality disorders, everyone's different, aren't they? Hello, Neil. 9 years sober now, Paul. Still get anxiety, but nothing like it used to be. Still a big hole in life, but never going back. Well, yeah, Paul highlights something there, a bit of a hole, because we get used to drinking. There's a lot of time, a lot of spare time with drinking. So fill it with healthy habits. That's the thing to do, isn't it? Healthy habits, nothing better than healthy habits. And you got more time, you get super healthy. Then you eat nice food, you learn to cook, and your relationships will be better, your whole life will be better. 61, similar age to me. Enjoy my life after years of drug and alcoholism. Similar to me. I didn't take other drugs, but I took a lot of alcohol. Matt Hastings, how did you get home with your first holiday trip away of getting sober? One thing that does concern me. Fine. Apart from one little blip I had, I bought 4 cans of alcoholic beer instead of the 0%. Very similar cans, and I was tempted to have one, but I didn't. So I put them in the bin, and I went and got some more zeros. So I was okay. I just thought to myself, right, I'm going to have one. I thought, if I have one, then I'll be drinking on the plane. And I felt so good. I only had a couple of days away, or 5 days in Torrevieja in Spain. Only because it was easy to get to. And I thought, when I'd been ill for so long, I wanted to just have a nice holiday on my own to see if I could do it. It was like a challenge. Everything becomes a challenge when you've been ill. I want to get my first train again, have my first meal out again, have my first night in a hotel again. And then the big one was going abroad on my own. And I thought, well, I've done that. I felt elated. And I saw people at the airport on the way back, and they were all like, oh, I feel terrible. And I felt bright as a button for 2 reasons. First of all, I was free of the alcohol. Secondly, I thought, I'm sort of better than you. I'm not drinking anymore. I think you're right, because a lot of death stewards do not always list as alcohol as a related cause of death. I work in a local government office and see that, yeah, they don't put everything down to alcohol. Ian, midnight where I am. Classic on Sunday night drinking. Oh, you go to work tomorrow again? I've lost my glasses. Apologies for typos. Not a problem, Martin. I do exactly the same, and I've got glasses on. I don't wear these all the time. These are just for this computer. Do you ever have dreams in which you drink? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did a while ago. You only better get yourself to bed soon if you're working. Again, if you find these helpful, these lives, I'll keep doing them. And if you want to drop a super chat in, please do. Doesn't have to be a lot or a coffee. The link's at the top. And I'm hoping they're flowing better without any adverts. Being at work surrounded by other people having to work 100% on hiding my addiction was a full-time job. Yeah. Trying to hide your addiction is a full-time job. Drinking's a full-time job. Recovering's a full-time job. If we all put the man hours together for 1 week that we did when we were drinking, we'd have £1 million business together. Because it's full-time, isn't it? I don't feel well. I need to plan this, to pick somebody up from there. I need to go to the shops. I can't bother with that. I slept in, I'm late. All this sort of thing. It's a nightmare. The first mistake you make when you're a drinker is going to the pub, for one. Then you have three, and then you leave your car at the hotel or the pub. Then you get a taxi home. Then you have a few cans when you get home. Then you have something to eat you didn't want to eat. Then you get up late. Then you have another shirt. Then you've got to go get your car. You haven't ironed your shirt. You've got to get in a taxi to get your car. Then you get the car, you're late for work. It just goes on and on and on. Used to stay quite sober at uni till deadlines, then boom, fell off the wagon. Yeah. That's what happens, Richard. There's always a reason for us to drink. We'll always find an excuse, won't we? There'll always be an excuse to drink. My brother died 2 years ago. He was drinking late a day, the worst drug cheaply available. He was 48. Oh, I was 6'7", 6'7" when he died. I was 9 stone. My worst man. Horrendous. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? Bloody hell. Drinking a litre a day. Horrendous, man. 48 years old. Fucking hell. Sad, isn't it? Very sad. I've got a friend who's 42. He's got liver disease. He drinks every day. And I said to him the other day, I said, "You're losing weight, aren't you?" He said, No, I'm fine. Anyway, I saw him yesterday. I said, "What have you been doing today?" He said, "I had to go into Newcastle to get my watch." And I looked at his watch. I said, "Have you got a new watch?" He said, No. I had to have 3 links taken out of it. And he told me last week he wasn't losing weight. I didn't mention to him. He's not stupid. Dreams are another thing entirely. I still drink, albeit no longer daily, and a lot less. But I notice the nightmares are huge. It's horrendous, isn't it? Oh, alcohol is much worse than smoke. Yeah, because it's everywhere, isn't it? Richard, 2 slabs of foreign lager in the fridge. Well, I mean, it's up to us all, isn't it? It's a personal decision. What we do with our lives. But I know one thing: if you don't change your mindset when you're off it and you relapse again, you're completely knackered. You know what I mean? Really, really bad. I'm trying to see if anybody sent any other messages in. Thanks for the donation there. Really appreciate it. Anybody who's donated, thank you very much. If you want to donate something, then please hit the super chat if this is helpful, or the coffee links at the top pinned if you're working. Early sobriety. I mentioned that before. And somebody wants to know about how do you feel when you get sober? You get bored. You definitely get bored because you've got to fill that time, and you've got to have a very strong commitment to staying sober. Drinking made me go against all the moral standards that I had been brought up with. I hated the person I'd become, but I still drank because we drink because we're addicted. And I think it's not genetic. It goes from social drink to habit. You see the 5 stages. I'll go through them again if anybody hasn't heard them. So social drinking, moderate, heavy. Heavy with consequences when you know you're causing yourself bother, but you still drink. That's 4. Yeah, social, moderate, heavy, which I was heavy in my 20s. Hello, Samantha. Hope you're well. Nice to see you on here. So you go to this heavy drinking stage where you know you're going to have severe consequences, and you know that at that point you're going to have problems. Yeah, because your whole life will change when you're giving yourself hassle, or whether you're starting to feel down and getting depressed and all that sort of thing. And what happens then is you're going to go to the next stage. If you don't curb it, then you've got to really put the brakes on at that stage when you're feeling that your life is crumbling, your finances are getting worse, your energy levels drop, you're having problems with work generally, you haven't got any motivation. But the next stage is stage 4, where you're falling off the edge of the cliff and you can't get back on. And that's when you're finished, really. And I was nearly finished. So you've got to watch at each stage where you are. You'll know yourself if you drink too much, because it's going to take your life away. And you feel ill all the time. You don't feel energized, like I said before. I feel better than when I was 20 because I was drinking then. I don't drink anymore. It's a fantastic life. Much better. Neil, I'm on day 23. The bloating and stomach is noticeably going down. Well, that's good. Have you stopped before? Or is this your first time off? Because if you're on day 23, you're doing well. And you're 3 weeks into it, get to a month, celebrate then a little bit, and give yourself a little, do it in baby steps really, one day at a time and 1 month at a time. Then when you get to a year, you've got more chance of doing 2 years off it. And you've got to look at it like that and take each chunk individually. So I hope this is helpful to you, and if it is, then please look at the coffee link at the top there, click the link, or think about super chat. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just keeps the channel moving along nicely. Good for you, Neil. Well done, Neil. Hi guys, glad to read a lot of you are making good progress. Cheers, midnight. Well done, Neil. Good evening, Ian. We share the first Christian name, and I am Morris. Cheers, beef. So yeah, another subject. Somebody's put a question. How long does recovery take? Everyone's different. Recovery can take you a year, 6 months. But as soon as you start to detoxify, clean your body out, basically, you'll feel better, even if you've been really ill with it. And your body will start to fight for you, especially if your heart's in good order, your other organs are. Because a lot of people associate alcohol disease with just the liver, but you've got pancreatitis to cater for you. You've got all the cancers that are linked to esophageal cancer. You've got kidney issues, maybe they come in. Then you've got people who are on blood pressure tablets. I don't take any medication at all. Most people I know are on some sort of blood pressure tablets. A couple of guys I know have had strokes and had, accidents, fallen over, broken their hips, fractured skulls, drink drive convictions, been in fights, violent incidents, just general accidents at home, and they've died. And a lot of my guys, or the guys I used to work with, when they met, aren't here any longer. Some went abroad and took themselves to death. They didn't mean to do that. They just went to Spain and Greece, a place where beer is cheaper, had a relaxing time in the sun, or they thought it was going to be relaxing, and ended up with serious illness. Horrendous. Daniel, evening, Steve. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Brilliant weekend. We've got an even better one coming next week, though. So I'm going to go away for a little while, so I might be off air, but I'm sure you can cope. But if you want to get onto this WhatsApp group, then I'm going to put the number up again. Text me on this number, and I'll send you a link to a different number. And I think that the WhatsApp group will be good for everybody who's overthinking. Maybe has got questions in the middle of the night. There'll be somebody on that link all the time. If we've got a couple of hundred people on there, there'll be somebody who will respond, and I'll respond wherever I get around to it. Because we tend to have these questions at night: what's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? And there's nobody to answer them. You can go into Google, it's not to give you a personal answer. And everyone on here has had some problem with alcohol or is interested in it, and you should get a pretty good answer from them. Pretty solid anyway. Better than the GPTs and Google, which is more factual. This is more real life, isn't it? Evening, Steve. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Anyone who stops drinking is a massive achievement. It is. You've got to be proud of yourself and never let your guard down. And don't be put off by the jealous types who are jealous because you're sober and they're not. You've got to stand up for yourself and be tough and just say, I'm not interested in what you drink. I'm not interested in your stupid chat. This is my life now. I'm living a better life, and walk away. And keep, something which my friends has always told me, keep things private. Don't tell everybody your business. Just, walk along with your head held high and get on with your life. You don't need to tell people what you're doing. Alex, I was 21, start drugs at 13. By 15, doing stupid things like abusing cocaine, taking 40 times, staggering overdose, and using tramadol. Don't take drugs anymore, but still drink on weekends. Alex, you need to get on the link and then get some support from me. I'll help you get off it. You started drinking heavily at 18. I drank quite a bit when I was 18, man. And then I joined the police in my 20s or 21. Then I drank more because I was with seasoned drinkers, I suppose. People who were older, stronger, maybe fitter, who just drank more. And I thought, well, I'm going to catch them up. I've always been one of these people, quite competitive. I became king of the pub, which is not really a good idea, is it? My bloods are all normal. I've just stopped in time. That's good news, Neil. Well done. I'm happy to pay for the WhatsApp group, but I think it should be free. Why do you think it should be free? I mean, I've got quite a lot to do, If you don't want to join it, it's up to you. But 30 pence a day isn't bad. And for the price of a pint and a half of beer, I don't think it's bad. It's bad value. Remember, every day is a good day, guys, and it's only going to get better. As time goes on, we keep making progress together. Exactly. That's why we need to keep a good core team on here for when we do get this WhatsApp group going and we do more of what we're going to do. We've got some good knowledge base here. There's a lot of people, a lot more knowledge than me on here. And there's a group who could be very strong. We're strong already in the 2 weeks we've done it, and it'll get better. And it'll be really utilised in the winter. That's when it's fair enough at the moment. It's quite light at night. There's something else to do, but wait until it's another 6 weeks. You're going to be hitting mid-September, dark nights and all that sort of thing. Then you'll be thinking, God, I better go on that WhatsApp group because I've got questions. Will I still be allowed in? I think the WhatsApp group is a good idea. I'll join. Okay, Frank, if you just drop me a little hello on this number, I'll sign you up. I'll send you the membership thing. It's obviously +44 outside the UK. And I'll link you to the membership. Richard tried sports drinks to replace alcohol and running a marathon. But there you go. It's a lot better running a marathon than sitting in the Wetherspoons, isn't it? Or sitting in any pub. Stephen, you're doing a great job, Steve. Thanks. Keep it up. Cheers, Stephen. I said earlier, if you benefit from these lives, then I'll keep doing them because I think people are getting a lot out of them. It certainly helps me. If you want to drop a super chat in, I don't know how much it is, or buy me a coffee on the link there, then I'll be most grateful. And I still want to get this, maybe early next year, get a meetup arranged somewhere in the middle of the country. 2122. It's like AA meetings. It's not a fee, but it'd be nice for people to chip in. Well said, 2122. The WhatsApp thing needs a bit of admin work to keep it going because there's going to be a lot of add-ons to it. This is just the start. I only put it up last night. My daughter gave me a hand. My friends gave me a hand to do it. I'm not really good technically, so it will get up and run very quickly, and it will be a good group of core people who can help and advise. Doing a great job. Thank you. Try sports drinks. I know about being competitive. Being able to drink and smoke people under the table got me a few girlfriends. Well, I never smoked. I'm not going to that one. Richard, thanks to you. Good point. A monthly subscription is a fee. Well, Paul, you don't have to get involved. I've already told you. Just leave it. I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to help people and to grow the channel and to get some support for people. I don't get my teeth done free. I'm not sure you do. But I will not speak about it anymore, Paul. You just do your own thing, yeah? Next topic. Sleep problems in early recovery. I did initially use alcohol to relax me, but not particularly good. I work shifts. I often felt I couldn't sleep after a busy late turn, as it were. Been really busy in central London on a Friday night, or Friday afternoon and the evening. Get home about midnight, you're still wired, aren't you? And I felt, I need a few drinks to get myself to sleep. But it probably wasn't a good sleep. That's the issue, isn't it, So instead of being a burden to the family and causing endless stress and worry, and now I'm the figurehead of the family and, of course, the taxi driver and aggregate. That's good, isn't it? You can be reliable now. You can pick somebody up. You can drop a bottle of milk off, a cup of coffee, or jar of coffee, or pick up the airport, go and fix something. You can be Mr. or Mrs. Helpful instead of being a burden. You're spot on there. It relapsed again, and now I'm back to this sober. The rattle is there, but I've got this. But John, if you need any help with this, as I've said to many others, if you go to the description part of the videos, there's a link there to beacons and also my number and things. And I'll get some help. Well, I'll do it myself. I'll help you, and we'll get you off. I've got a good track record with this because I'm telling you, from my experience, and it's real life. This, it's not messing around. It's serious business. Is alcohol. It kills many people every day, and it disables a lot of people. Do you want to be 50 years old on a mobility scooter, tooting along in the rain to Wetherspoons in your local city? We don't really want to do that. There's no life, is it? It's barely in existence, to be fair. So you've got to be focused, is the best word, and committed to sobriety for the rest of your life. But as I've said before, I think this Mara mentioned it, don't think of it as a big, can't drink again. Well, you can't, but try and break it down into small chunks of day by day. You see what I mean? I found during early recovery having a high carb snack of sugary, high calorie desserts helped. Or because I was sugar crushing myself to sleep. Not a great idea in long term, but it helped. I think you've got to do anything 2 on 2 to get you through the first few weeks and months. Because I was so deconditioned and so malnourished, I basically forced myself to eat as much as I could. And that made a big difference. That was the only thing that helped me to recover quite quickly. Because at times like this, we think we could turn the clock back and think, why the hell did I do that? Keep strong. Yeah, we can't turn the clock back. It's done. You've got to close that chapter now, haven't you? Richard got drunk in Africa and decided to sleep outside, came down with malaria. There you go. So we take unnecessary risks, don't we? Because our inhibitions are lower and then often regret it next day. Remember how hard we are on our family. Yeah, it's a good point, The suffering the family had, incredibly bad. We've got 63 people, which is good for Sunday night. It's only 10 to 10. And please hit the coffee link or super chat thing. We've got 63 people on here. We'll get 100 by Christmas, even before then, I think. I don't know why I'm focusing on 100, but it just sounds good, doesn't it? I reached out and you guided me last time. I think we're doing this. Okay, John. I reached out and you guided me last time. I think what you're doing is fantastic. I've got your number. I'm in touch. I'm only 36, and my lowest point, I was up to nearly 3 litres of vodka. Jesus Christ, John. That's a lot of gear. 70 people. Incredible, that. Chris John said, I had 2 dreams lately that I turned down a drink, and that's a good start, isn't it? Turned out we've got 70 people. More bite-sized chunks is another term. Recent corporate babble rammed down my throat. Well, it might work. Bite-sized chunks. The same we're getting sober and going to recovery. You recover in bite-sized chunks, don't you? Jonas, you passed the lowest point now. Time for progress. Went to South Tyneside Festival today and must have been the only one not to drink. And you did well, didn't you? Someone even made a sarcastic comment about me drinking water. There to enjoy the music, not the drink. Well done, James. Samara, 3 litres of vodka. I thought I was bad. 1.5 litres, you're killing yourself. 100%. You've got to get off that vodka. And you've got to cut that down quickly. But don't just stop. For God's sake, don't just stop. Get some medical help. I would be going to A&E if I was drinking 3 bottles of vodka. Victor, working real hard to taper down. It is a slow process, but you may have been drinking for 20 years. Darren, evening all. Sorry, missed last 2 nights, but that's fine. Missed the crack on here. Good, at least people are missing it. If you are missing it and you find it helpful, then please feel free to drop a super chat in. It doesn't have to be a lot, or a coffee, which all helps me to keep this channel running at a fast pace and keep it up to date and current. Yes, I did like the bite-sized phrase. It's good. Alex was sore for 3 months this year, from January to late March, after being sectioned again earlier this year. Well, the problem ended up doing it every weekend. Yeah, that's the problem. You relapse, you see. Alex, get onto the link and get in touch with me. James, nice one. You're right about first drink pulling you back in. Every time. There's 74 people. We need 26 to get 100. First super chat or coffee gets a big round of applause. Right. Get 26 more. That'll be a record, isn't it? For a Sunday night, it's amazing. The first drink will always ruin you. It doesn't matter how hard you try, how tough you are, you can't beat it. It's like trying to beat the system. It's an impossibility. It's as simple as that. A good pub name would be Beth Ball and Chin. Well, there is a pub called the Lobster Pot in Scotland, apparently. Obviously easy to get in, but hard to get out of. I did a little video not long about that. Why are pubs so easy to get into, but so difficult to get out of? It's addiction, isn't it? Curious your opinions regarding naltrexone. I don't know anything about naltrexone. I'll put my hands up on that one. The only thing I had was diazepam many years ago. It's 9 o'clock. Darren, I'm going to change it to 9 for Sunday to Thursday because people have got to get up for work. And I myself got quite a busy schedule this week, so we'll keep it 10, maybe weekends. And then I think I'm going to be away for a couple of days, so I probably won't be on at night, but we'll catch up. And that's what I'm doing this WhatsApp group for. So when you get in the WhatsApp group, you can still do this sort of thing without me being there. And I'll get in touch with it as I can, because I might be away sometimes. But obviously +44 if outside the UK. But you know that anyway. I don't know what I'm telling you. Outside the UK. I hope you're enjoying these lives. You're doing some good. It's take a bit of putting together, Yeah, Ian, if you text that number, I'll send you the link. I subscribed last night on here. Okay, the link won't be in there. Ian, send me your number, and I'll be able to send you the membership thing because it wouldn't have been on here. The only thing that's on here is the coffee thing, the coffee link, and the super chat thing, which needs some attention, I believe. Just joking. So basically, yeah, that's where we are. Recovery can take different lengths of time depending on a lot of factors. Hi, Claire. So all of these will be at 9 o'clock now, apart from Friday and Saturday. But next week might be a bit different because I'm having a little bit of a break. Recovery can take from months to years, but as soon as you're off it, then you will feel better because your body will start to fight. And it depends on, a lot of things. But it will always be better than being on the booze. And it'll soon gather pace and momentum, Jonathan, hiya, how are you doing? We start a bit earlier at night because it's Sunday, and I'll do them a little bit earlier, Sunday or Thursday now. Building self-compassion. Yes, Michelle, what about regrets? You can't really have regrets. You just got to move forward, haven't you? Hi, Jonathan. You've got to move forward all the time. You can't go backwards because that'll take you right back to square one again. And the key to all of this is to not relapse. That's where you're going to have the most problems. Relapsing will kill you. It's as simple as that, you know what I mean? Not good. I just want you to all to be healthy. I don't want to lose anybody, you know what I mean? I really feel as if I can help. I think we can all help each other. I think you can help people as much, if not more, than I can. Do you know what I'm saying here? You're very strong people to actually even get here. And it's like, wow, it makes me quite proud to have done this. Darren laughing the other night, struggling to put a wardrobe up 3 hours stresses. I thought years ago that would be a good excuse to go bang on the booze, yeah. You can't do anything when you're on the booze, can you? Leaving Las Vegas, fantastic fun, but down here, we watched that the other week. It was a bit, I don't know, a bit heavy for me at times, but I understand the concept, especially writing the check. That happened to me. Price drinking must be so complex because you live stream every night. I think I'm doing it to try and help people. I'm trying to get a lot of core people together and then start a WhatsApp group. So that's what you do every night. Alcohol is probably the most complex, widely distributed and used drug in the world. So if I was only at 24 hours a day for 1,000 years, I still couldn't cover every aspect of it, if that makes sense. X, late TVX. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think we are stronger together than about 100% more. We're all much stronger together than alone. Every time someone says pub, it makes me want fish and chips with malt vinegar. Leaving Las Vegas. Yeah, Nicolas Cage, isn't it? Yeah, it was good. I'm going to reiterate again, if you benefit from these lives and it's helping you, then please feel free to drop a super chat or hit the coffee link because there's no ads anymore. DTs, living in tremors. I never had DTs. Thanks, Grant Tony. The book was great as well. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. You've got to really focus, like I said, keep off it. You have this mantra in your head: I must not drink, I will not drink, I want to get healthy. When you're healthy, you'll hate liquor, you will hate alcohol and what it did to you. But you've got to forget about that. Close that door, the chapter's finished. I'm not criticizing, it's just how much you could talk about. Oh yeah, it's incredible. X-Late TV. And we've all got stories on it, haven't we? It's a very complicated thing. That's why doctors shun it in a way, But because it's up to the individual to stop. Oh, no, not stop. It's up to the individual after the stop to stay off it and realize it's not going to do any good and change your mindset, really. Best way to avoid drinking is fish and chips. Because you're so bloated after a pint. That's true, that. Fish and chips, a bit greasy, don't they? I've never had a really good lot of fish and chips recently. Martin, I've forgotten about that movie. It's good. I have YouTube Premium ads totally suck. Yeah, well, Martin, I took the ads off, and I hope that people will donate a couple of quid because my ads are off. To be honest. Right, another question. Right, this is a good one. How do I build a sober daily routine? The thing is, it's hard initially, but what you've got to do is you've got to think you actually got 12 hours spare a day because you're not at the boozer, you're not recovering from alcohol. What can you do in that 12 hours? Well, you can start by cleaning your house, clean your flat, paint it, wash the car. You're going to save some money. Think about the future, do a bit of journaling. Well, I've never done that, but I know a good friend of mine. And you've got to be focused on your health. That's the main thing. And more so, not really, I suppose, don't have a drink. Start to do a bit of exercise. Even if you can't go to the gym, go for a walk, get some sunshine if you can. I know it's difficult in the UK in the winter. Maybe read a book, or listen to some music, do something which is healthy for you, and it's going to do you some good rather than boozing, because that'll do you no good at all. Leaving Las Vegas, I'll be honest, on Netflix. It'll actually be on YouTube. Awful concentrating anything. Yeah, so sober daily routine. Well, if obviously you work, you've got a routine anyway, haven't you? And you'll feel better at work. You'll probably be ready to move departments or maybe take a promotion because you're feeling better. When you're at work, you will realize who the drinkers are because they will have realized that you're a drinker. And when you realize who the drinkers are, you can maybe steer clear of them. Forget about the lunchtime pint. Get into work early. The bosses notice that, When I was doing a bit of work with the CID on a car squad many years ago, I was getting in early because of where I lived. I had to leave early, but I would get caught in traffic. And there was a chief inspector there, and I always made him, it sounds like groveling this, always made him a cup of coffee. And he said, "Oh, Stephen, you always get in early, don't you?" And I said, "Oh, it's just because of, where I live." And he said, "That's good." He said, "I noticed that." And very quickly I moved on, and very quickly I got promoted. People notice things if you make an effort. When you're drinking or drinking too much, you can't be bothered to make an effort. It's a struggle just to get out of bed, to get to work, isn't it? If you're sober, you'll fly ahead of everybody else. In business, in your work life in general, at the gym, just your whole life will be better because you're part of the exclusive minority. That's really something to focus on. I'll definitely watch it again. Stopping drinking makes you euphoric for after a couple of months. It's going to lead to complacency. Yeah, that's another thing you got to watch. When you feel strong again, you think you can drink normally, and some madness is there, but you can't. You've got to be very careful. That's why it's so complicated. Daniel, because you bought a coffee. Thanks very much, Daniel. Appreciate that. I really appreciate these donations because they help me to keep this channel good. Well, I say good, but current. And I want to be the best one. We as a group should be strong. There's 64, so there's nearly 80 of us now coming on here. For a couple of quiddies, we could hire a hall soon and meet up. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? And then move this on to something else. The networking possibilities here are incredible. Some of you will be in business, some will be retired, some will need advice, some will need help. We can all help each other. And drop a super chatting, a coffee, get some funding together. Why can't we be the biggest channel? There's no reason why not. I mean, I know some of these guys are charging thousands of pounds for help. That's incredibly bad. I'll long just cover the admin costs. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning and did lots when I was drinking. This would have been 11 o'clock and feeling terrible. I agree. You can do a lot more if you get up a decent time. I would definitely watch it again. Something makes you feel right. I missed that comment. I moved a ton of gravel today from the driveway, the backyard. Took about an hour. I'll still get jobs first thing, then drink. If you can drink, well, I mean, just as they say, the doctor said, moderation. I can't moderate. I just got to stop. I had to stop years ago. Richard, I realised that I'm impulsive towards alcohol. Must catch myself before it goes away. Born Idle the third. How are you doing? Thank you. You, you? Nice to see you. If you want to buy a coffee, help the channel, super chat, please do so. It's nice seeing you people. We've got the most people I've ever had on here actually come on tonight. 2 I've struggled with that over recent years. There's people I see in my day to day that I can tell they're drinking too much. I can't decide if I would have wanted someone to speak to me. I know what you're saying. It's a personal decision, isn't it? Darren, drinking is a full-time job. Planning, 100% planning, scheming ahead. How are you going to your next fix? How are you going to plan ahead? How are you going to go to this event if there's no alcohol there? Is there a local shop you can go to? Drink scheming is so annoying. It takes your time, actually. It takes loads of time and planning. For me, when I used to come from London to see parents in the northeast, it was a military operation. To hide drink in the car, to hide drink in bags, put the bottles in socks so it didn't clank around, always have a bottle opener nearby. Nightmare. That was supposed to be a weekend off. I think we are mixed bag here. Some drinking, some not. Zero judgment. Yeah, 100%. There's people being at the bottom of the bottle. I mean, Leslie had a liver transplant, 17-hour liver transplant. You know, and I'll just answer this question. And I just think, you've got to be real with yourself, haven't you? You've got to, and you've got to be yourself. Get your confidence back. You know what I mean? You've got to be. First of all, get your confidence, get yourself your self-esteem back, and be good to yourself. You become a better person. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Living your life to the full, and realizing that your life's ahead of you again. Because when I was drinking, I didn't have any life at all to focus on. I was focusing on the next few hours, and that was a struggle in itself, just getting through the next hour. It's all, and sitting at night and things was absolutely horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Trying to get through the night, and I just thought, wow. When I used to go to sleep, I thought, I'm never going to wake up again. You know what I'm saying? It's bad, isn't it? My last relapse has aged me about 10 years. Everyone was saying how well I looked, and then I thought I could have a few beers, and then, you go in a mess again. Functional alcoholic is a dreadful term. There's no such thing, isn't it? As a functional alcoholic. It's basically you're one step away from being a non-functional alcoholic. When you're a functional alcoholic, aren't you? It's not far off. And that's just a bad thing. The whole thing is bad, isn't it? There's nothing good about alcohol. It does you no good at all. I can't think of one thing. And it's just like, when am I ever going to get out of this? You feel like you can't escape. It's like, somebody once described it, it's like being in a prison, you've got the key in the inside. And it's just like, wow, I'm never going to get out of this. And you feel trapped, and it makes you worse, and your anxiety gets worse, you drink more. It's a vicious cycle. A really bad, vicious cycle. And once you've broken it, once you get the first day out free, and you're like, you're out in the nature again, you go for a walk, you enjoy the first cup of coffee. It's a beautiful life, sober. Absolutely beautiful life. Eat healthy, it will be in its no, right. Favorite food, right. A lot of prawns, a lot of salad, a lot of fruit. I've got a lot of raspberries, bananas, melon, ribeye steak, jacket potatoes, granola in the morning. Sometimes I have a bit of smoked salmon and eggs. I'm not like it. Smoked salmon's a bit chewy. I like my food again. For years I didn't drink properly, Didn't drink a lot. I didn't eat properly. Because I didn't feel like it. So I'll have I always have a little bit of chocolate at night. Greek yogurt is good. I just I like it. All sorts of food. You don't have to be so stringent with the food when you've been well for a couple of years. You know, you can go back and you can be. My consultant always says have pasta. Fair enough, yeah, Graham. Have a balanced diet, you know. And I just think be sensible with your food. Have something you enjoy, as long as you eat. And I've got a couple of people who I speak to do one-to-ones. They don't eat anything. And I said to one guy the other day, I said, go and get some cauliflower cheese. It's tasty, isn't it? He'd been eating that for 10 days, but he put weight on. So, you know, he doesn't have to eat that forever. Ham and peas pudding and stotties. Yeah, from Greg's. You know, Greg's the only place that sells stotties now. When I used to come up from London, I used to take a load back for the lads in the Met. I fucking love them. Made big bacon sandwiches at the canteen. And I just like, it's just, your diet's so important because the alcohol is empty calories. I've not that so Martin will back me on this because he was at the bottom of the bottle. And it's really, really bad when you're not eating because the alcohol gets absorbed more quickly than your liver gets damaged or everything gets damaged. Pastor's got a champion for doing it. Thanks, Richard. Ham peace pudding. I prefer to term myself as a piss artist rather than part-time or otherwise rather than I may function out. Good knows what the NHS term is. Be nice to have a chat. Get something next minute when I give you a text if it's all right, of course. Why don't you join the WhatsApp group? Anybody who hasn't joined, I'll text me on this number. It's +44 to the UK. Let's get 100 people in there. Just we'll all become part of an exclusive club where we'll be able to talk in the middle of the night, at the middle of any time, because there's always going to be questions going. And I always have questions after midnight. It sounds like a little show or a song, doesn't it? There's another rock song in there. So after midnight. Thank you, James, for a coffee donation. Really appreciate that. If you are benefiting from the channel and it is helping you, then please feel free to drop a coffee and maybe drop a super chat in or something. It's really, really helpful. Sean's, I'm in County Durham too, as if they thought that was weird. Paul's from Durham as well, isn't he? Yeah. Let's have a look. Any more questions I've missed out? Yeah. My mother from County Durham was in Edinburgh recently and asked for a corned beef pasty in Greg's. I thought she was off a rock, a pure northeastern thing. Is it really corned beef pasty? I don't eat a lot of Greg's stuff, I have to say. I don't know why I just don't. I've got into salads and fruit, which is good. What do we do? Glorious Monday morning when you're sober. XLA TV. How will the WhatsApp work? Just message taking the video. We'll do messaging. We'll put a few groups inside it, and then we'll join it, and then you can talk to each other if that makes sense. And I'll talk as well. So you'll have a question which maybe you can't find the answer to on Google or GPT because we're all different here. You know, what do I do if that happens? What if this happens? And I'm telling you now from experience, these questions crop up on a Saturday or Sunday in the middle of the night or something where there's nobody about, there's nobody ring. You'll always find a fraudulent bank transaction at a weekend when everyone's fucking closed. It's just a thing. Good to meet you, mate. Darlo, lad. Ian, I'm going to dial it tomorrow for you. Great chat tonight. Welcome on. If anyone wants to drop a sort of chat in, please do, or drop me a coffee. It all helps to keep this running. And I presume you want to keep running. I want to keep it running. I must get the WhatsApp going. I've got the membership link now. Text me, get in touch, I'll get you added. And then you can do this 24 hours a day if you want, without me being here. But I'll be involved, but I can't be on here all the time. I've got to eat. 6 o'clock, I failed to collect my daughter a few days ago from the airport. See, let people down. I couldn't get my daughter's graduation from university. I felt sick not being able to go there. I missed so much of her life. Good to meet you. Great chatting, thanks. Rachel, Google won't have had the life experience that we've had. Exactly, Rachel. Google's just got a factual thing. Same with ChatGPT. They don't know what you've been through. Bishop Orland, I was there the other day. I spend more time recovering from my day out than I do spend the pub. That's the problem, isn't it? Just take a photo of this. Let's have a look. Right, so I'm just going to see how many we've got on. We've had a lot of people on tonight, which is really good to see. The sort of at this time of night to get as many as this is good. What are you drinking? See, that's a lovely one. It's just coffee. Apparently, this is a good one from the liver consultant. So if you drink more coffee, it has to protect your liver from any future damage. This mug has got an elephant on it, if you're interested. See? You see the elephant there? It's a massive mug, though. Big mug for big drinking people, big coffee drinkers. Yes, coffee is very good. And it makes you, I don't know, it stains your teeth apparently, but it always makes me feel a bit better. Some people rely on coffee to wake them up, apparently. I've never done that, but I prefer a bit I'm a sort of tea drinker, really. But I remember meeting somebody who said they were a coffee expert, and I pretend I was, but I wasn't. However, let's move on. Journaling for alcohol recovery. I don't know a lot about that, but it does help, apparently, to write things down. I don't know if you do that, but it would probably help you with your progression or your recovery. Where were you see a week ago? Where do you want to be next week? That sort of thing. That's all I know about that. I can find out about journaling, so I know an expert on that. Do you have a coffee machine, Rachel? I don't actually, but I know somebody who has. What do you think? I just over I had, Rachel, it was one of them coffee things about 30 years ago, where you put a little bit of coffee in, it would go through a filter. I don't know if you can still get them. What do you think about milk thistles? I've never had it, but I did mention it to the doctors once. And she said to me, the consultant who was looking after me, she said she has no evidence that it works, but she said you can try it if you want. The only thing, XLA TV, thanks very much for that donation. Really appreciate that. Makes a big difference to coffees and super chats. So I'd like to keep this going, and a little bit of funding always helps with the admin and stuff. So coffee's good, yeah. Milk thistle, I'm not sure about. The coffee's the only thing that she actually mentioned to me. She's been dealing with people with liver issues or alcohol issues for years and years, so she'll know. Richard, coffee is a headache cure. Really? I'll just try that. I might try some tomorrow. I've got to get early tomorrow. Didn't eat for 3 months. Vodka orange and vitamin pills ended up in intensive care. Surgeon said he'd never seen protein levels so low in his whole career. Spent 10 days on all manner of drips. Horrendous. You've been through the same as maybe a little bit worse on that front. I know my sodium level was very low, and I ended up in intensive care because of that, and I had to have an emergency operation. And I think the surgeon had just been walking about a bed with a fork on the money, didn't look very happy. Coffee percolators, that's what's all about. That's the thing. Hello, Lisa, how are you doing? Coffee percolator. What time's it now? It's only 20 past 10. There's a few more minutes. So we can get a couple more coffees in. Thanks again for the people who've donated coffee and to XLA. Thanks for all of your comments. Again, I'll put my number up here for this WhatsApp group. I'd like to get this going this week. So you've all got a point of reference, at least somebody to talk to. That's the number. XLA, thanks very much. It's another donation. Wow, thank you very much. Again, cheers for that. The number at the bottom there, I'll send you a link where you can go and get involved in this WhatsApp group, and then you can speak to other people when I'm not here, or leave me a message. And there'll be a couple of different things, and I'll put some specific topics up there, some chit chat, some announcements if there's any, and it'll be quicker than actually going on YouTube to post something. I'll still do YouTube, obviously, because I'll probably do more YouTube, but the WhatsApp group will be good, but beneficial for all, and you can go on there 24 hours a day, can't you? Because obviously you will have questions, and as the group gets bigger and you become the main source of information for others, you will be, because the first 100 people will become the main source of information. You can do your own thing with this. You can write a book, you can do a channel, you can do whatever you want, and you can become, a pivotal member of the alcohol-free community, as it were. I mean, some people don't want to do that, but I've got 3 moderators now, which helped massively. I did do what somebody mentioned last night, which was to get subscribers only to make comments rather than just the public, as it were, because there were a couple of idiots on. I haven't seen Bertie Bassett tonight. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't. Oh, remember RY? I don't know what's happened to him. He seems to disappear as well. But Bertie might be on a bit of a session. I think he was drinking, wasn't he? The sober is a new cool. I like that. Like I said before, what's wrong with being the exclusive minority? That's what we've got to look at, isn't it? The exclusive minority. And I think that's what we've got to focus on. Walk tall, be healthy, be wealthy, if that makes sense. You don't have to be wealthy, but what you save on drink will allow you to get a decent haircut. Girls, get your nails done, buy a new dress, whatever you want to do with the money. Go on holiday, help your partner out, help your children out, maybe put a bit in some investment fund. I'll tell you a good investment fund here. I'll just tag it on here. Have you ever heard of Vanguard? They're really good. I don't know what the hashtag is on here. Maybe know what the hashtag is on the keyboard. Have a look at this. If you've got a few extra quid, everyone will save a few £100 because it's not just the alcohol, it's all the ancillary costs. Oh, there it is. Of taxis, food that you don't eat, buying drinks for people who you don't even like, buying drinks that you don't even drink, and all that sort of thing. 72 people now. That's an incredible number. This has really grown in the last week. I've only done it for 2 weeks, And if it's helping you, then I'll keep doing it. If it's helping you a lot, then please feel free to buy a coffee or put a super chat in. That's a good investment platform, that. Dino, nice to see you. Hope you're well. We're just talking about a number of subjects here. I've lost sort of thread because there's so many people on here, which is great, isn't it? It's nice to see that all like joining together well. Pointy in the morning from South Australia. Fantastic. How's the weather there? Bertie Bassett may be out drinking with all sorts. That's a good point tomorrow. Yeah, he likes his licorice, doesn't he? All sorts. Don't trip. You can blow a lot of money on booze. God, of course you can. Taxis, rounds in, losing money. Often lost money. Have you ever heard of Brewer's Pocket? Where you can't be bothered to count out the change, so you just give them notes and have all this change and just throw it to some tramp who's probably been the same as us in the past. Scotland and Australia meet. Oh, there he is. Bertie. Where have you been? I've missed you. It's all we've talked about tonight for an hour and a half. Where's Bertie? Nice to see you. Well spotted, Samana. So I'm trying to read this and do other things. Hi, Stephen. Thanks for the help and sharing your journey. It's helped me out loads. Okay. Samantha, Bertie is here too. Oh, I've just seen him here. How do you know about Bertie? Mind you don't miss much, do you? Bertie lives on. I'm glad he's here. He's a bit of a character. He's apparently underneath it all is he's quite a nice fella, apparently, according to his partner. She told me the other night after she made me a sandwich. Head's been down in Boghoff now. That's no good, Bertie. Come on. What have you been drinking? Don't trip. I've never seen as many comments. Also, late night paying high prices. They said with delivery one. The delivery companies take the piss, don't they? Double the price sometimes. Somebody said that they got 4 cans of cider the other night. It would cost 12 quid. Incredible, isn't it? So, yeah, Vanguard's the one. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a good investment company, that. And it's like, wow, the returns are incredible from that. Really good. Do you use it, Samantha, as well? I know a few people are using it, so it's very highly recommended. Very low fees on Vanguard. Because I know that most of you, if you give up boozing completely, will save £1,000 a month. It's an incredible amount of money, isn't it? You stick a couple of hundred, 250, 300, £500 at that in Vanguard, that's 6,000 in a year, plus whatever you make on it. then at the moment it's a good time to buy. Alex, you should watch a documentary called Rain in My Heart and another called The Wet House. I've seen the Wet House part of it. It's quite disturbing, that, isn't it? In that these people, I would say, they're mentally disturbed with alcohol. And that can really, can really hit hard when you watch that. Because you go to a point where some people go, their mental health becomes worse than physical health. I mean, mine was dovetailed together, really. Yes, good. Well said. The brain is a terrible thing to waste. Alex, I've never seen Rain in My Heart, but I will look it up at some point. I'm a bit less busy. Thanks, Samantha, for the Vanguard thing. We'll have a look at that. Bertie, the Wet House, I've seen that. It is shocking, isn't it, Bertie? It really is. Yeah, it's part of that. I'll just reiterate again, if this has helped any of these lives, please drop a super chat in or a coffee. And thanks to everybody who's done that so far. It helps keep the channel current, full of good content, and all relevant. Because there's often things in the news now about alcohol. A lot of it's nonsense, but some of it's useful. No disrespect. Richard, will you hold it against me if I get myself? No, go on. Take your time. I'll be on for a few more minutes. Remember, you all number one. Good point, Scott. Scott's got a lot of input. He's a number one moderator here. You're all number one. You've got to look after yourself. Because unless you look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And the best thing about my life in the last couple of years, I've got a fantastic support. Fantastic support with partner. If you've got a good partner, look after her or him, because nothing better. You can't do anything alone. I don't care what anybody says. It's always best if you've got the right person. And don't let them down by boozing. Bassett, where you're talking to the white elephant. It's hard for us to love ourselves. It is, yeah. But we can do it when you get further on. And this channel has opened my eyes to it. It'll open your eyes as well, because I've got a lot to say here, as you probably got. And there's a lot of other people who've got a lot to say here. There's a lot of knowledge here. There's a lot of clever people in here who have been through a lot of disappointments, a lot of success as well. And the networking possibilities on here are absolutely incredible. They really are. I've talked on the white telephone, seen pink elephants. Our partners need us to love ourselves. Good point, Scott, yeah. I've heard of white telephone, but seen pink elephants. Right, okay, another talk before we go. It's 10:30, isn't it? What to say when people offer you a drink? Just say no, I don't drink. They're going to ask you why. Just say I don't want to drink. I'm fine. You're so good at X-Late TV. It's another donation. Thanks very much. If you read what X-Late TV's put, please read it and maybe take some action. Because it's good to get a little bit of a donation. It was just a couple of quid here and there, but X-Late TV's donated a lot of money to the channel because he wants to keep it going. I want to keep it going as well. We're all putting a lot of time in here, behind the scenes, and it's here for your benefit. It's a small price to pay for sobriety. I mean, this course I run is £49. That's all it is. Some cost thousands. And I had this argument with a guy. No argument, I can't bother. I haven't got time to argue. He said, "Do you charge for this?" I said, "Of course I do. You don't get your food from Asda for free." And I said, "Do you want to save your life?" I used to spend £49 at lunchtime. So everybody who's got their own choices in life. But I know one thing: there's no chance I would ever go back drinking again. My life's far too good. I've got far too many people let down. My partner, my daughter, my mother, the consultant who helped me, the nurse who helped me, and all of you. Can you imagine I came on here and started going drinking? I don't want anybody to fall off the wagon. Elephants, see pink elephants. I've never had DTs. I did have some terrible nights, but I was exhausted in the hospital because we were taking OBS every 4 hours, which it's horrendous in itself, isn't it? That's the white elephant thing. Watching a post-mortem of an alcoholic, I got to see the internal damage first on the surgeon's scalpel had cutting through the hard door. I saw that when I was very young, when I was in police training. They took us to a number of post-mortems, and he mentioned cirrhosis then. And I was only 21, but a few of the guys looked at each other and thought, wow, small, hard, black liver. And then one of a healthy individual, which was a huge, like size of a rugby ball and very malleable. But when the liver gets severely damaged and liver failure, it shrinks and becomes hard. And it's got a very, very crater type moon, crater type edge, whereas a healthy liver is smooth. Any experience with alcoholic hallucinations? No, I didn't have any hallucinations. Probably, thankfully, I just had everything else. I think. Both documents free on YouTube. Okay, Alex, cheers. It's worth having a look at them. I suppose I have seen the wet room, a little bit of it. The orange peel effect. That's it. Yeah, it's all pit, isn't it? Because the scarring. Every time the liver tries to repair, it creates nodules or it becomes scarring, permanent scarring. And the only way to save your life is to stop drinking for life. It's as simple as that, I hope tonight's benefited from you. I've learned a lot, and I want to keep doing them. I think 9 o'clock's a good time. If you want to donate a little bit, then please do a super chat or maybe buy the coffee link. It's good as well. And I'd like to keep it going because I think people are getting used to maybe every night or maybe every other night or whatever coming on and having a chat. And tonight's been particularly well attended, to be honest. Enjoying breakfast again, Richard, 100%. I couldn't drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee like this years ago. I'd just throw it up. I used to throw up alcohol as well. When I got a drink from a cold can or something, I used to just regurgitate straight away. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Delirium is more similar to someone having Alzheimer's. Right, I didn't know that. I've learned so much in here. Here, enjoying Tony, well, enjoying anything. Cup of tea, slice of toast, a walk in the park. When you're at the point of dying, I was at the point of dying. I think I don't need any money. I don't need anything. I just want to be well again. And being well and healthy is the biggest gift, isn't it? Steve Jobs died when he was about 55, cancer. He had up millions of pounds. Doesn't matter what money you've got. It's being healthy and having a good relationship is more important than anything, isn't it? Even if you're on your own, just being alive. It's amazing to be alive and be sober is a bonus, isn't it? John, you bought a coffee. Thanks very much, John. Appreciate that coffee. All these make a big difference to the channel, and we'll keep it going. We'll get huge. I promise you. I've got a good feeling about this, especially since we've done the lives on the WhatsApp thing. We're going to take off. In another week or so, we'll have a few hundred members on there, and we'll all be benefiting from it. We'll all be able to help each other. And I think it's going to be huge. I know it is, because I'm going to put the work in. And I know you will as well, because you're going to help me with it. Alex, yeah, used to drink that to a Belgian one. Is that still a... Tea and toast is much better than a pint. Of course it is. A little bit of Marmite on it as well. People check my birthday 100 days from today. Wouldn't it be a great gift not to drink? Of course. We'll get you there. You're a moderator. Focus on that. Yeah, focus on this channel. Focus on being here with these other wonderful people and myself. I'm sober now. I've got a fantastic relationship with my partner. I've got you wonderful people to speak to, and we're all helping each other. It's fantastic to be in that sort of environment, isn't it? And I look forward to doing this, and I look forward to seeing you all every day now. And we'll become good friends, and we will meet up. I promise you we'll meet up next year. I think after Christmas is a good sort of time frame. So I've done this for 6 months. We'll get 100 people who are regular, who are core people, who are core donators, core information types. Get them together and we'll have a meet. Why not? Have a sober new year. We'll do 7 more. We'll go for 1.5, I think. Yeah. Thanks for the coffees and thanks for super chat. And if you want to drop a coffee in or a super chat or a super sticker, it's called, then please do. And I'm most grateful. Alex couldn't sleep for days. Ballful, Jonathan says. Where are the women tonight? I don't know, actually. Leslie hasn't been on. She's a girl with a transplant. No, there's not many women, is there? Maybe they're looking after their husbands. You don't know, getting ready for work. But it's a good point. I haven't blocked any women, Samantha's been on. Who else was on? Claire's on. Aaron's been on. That's three or four. Not a lot, though, is it? No. Maybe there's more problem drinkers on men. Women can cope with things better. Another, just a quick one about beef and chicken's one. I thought she won. An American lady. There you go. Richard Burroughs. Alcohol and digestion. Horrendous. The trauma and mid meal, I would say. Yeah. If you've got any problems with your digestive system, small snacks help. As in regular small snacks. That's kind of thing. Digestion. Yeah, so there are a few in, but there aren't as many as normal. Right, building a sober support network. This is a perfect one. Brings me onto this. How do we build how do we build a support network? Well, this is perfect, isn't it? This is a support network. Doing this and getting onto this WhatsApp. That'll be the biggest support network on the planet in a couple of years. Because 100 people here on this channel will be running it. And you'll get a lot out of it, I'm telling you. My wife just said she would go to England for a meet. Right, good. It's good travel, isn't it? Have a holiday as well. Go to Buckingham Palace. I think we should focus on that. Get some fun together. Hire a hall somewhere. We'll meet up. Doesn't matter where. That's a sexy name for a woman. Beef and chicken. No, my partner's a lot of chicken. Well, I eat chicken, but I know what you mean about the name. Jonathan Gould, are you a J99 or Carnivore Cams channel? Meat sounds far below. Yeah, we were in Ireland, aren't you? We were there a few weeks ago. So I think I mentioned Dublin. The Germans drink a tipple after the meal. Europeans don't drink like us. Well, but Americans drink a lot, don't they? Americans, UK, Australia, Scandinavia, Spanish, Greece. Nah, it's a little not more laid back, isn't it? Italy, especially, places like that. Got a bit more class. I mean, look at the culture we used to have, or the reputation of UK football fans, lager louts. What did they used to call women again who would sort of drinking pints? Laddish or something, didn't they? Remember that in the 80s and 90s where women started drinking pints of Stella and things and started getting fights? I remember when I was Christy Sergeant in the Met, booking in women who were fighting and things like that. The worse than men to get a hold of used to kick and bite. Women used to bite, bite the police. They used to bite each other. But yeah, weird culture in the UK. Really weird. There was a recipe book on the desk, so I just stole the name. Everything I wanted was taken, and I was getting. I go 5 days a week. Keep sober. Well done, Dylan. You find that good? Oh, it didn't do me any good, but I know it's helped a lot of people. There are people who take too much Nitol, that's sleeping tablets, for fun. No, you don't want to take anything for fun. You've got to keep a clean body, clean mind. Richard, yeah, hooligans. Have you seen the film ID about football hooligans? Also, Green Street's another one. That's what they were like. Millwall. I never forget going to Millwall Football Club. There was a young policeman in South London. There was a lot of us on duty. They set the train station on fire near the ground. Lovely place. Incredibly violent team. A lot of fans of Millwall. Incredibly bad. And I've been bought in Newcastle, and I thought it was bad. They used to pee down the back of your leg in the stands. But Millwall was a different scene altogether, and that was on duty with a lot of big, healthy coppers, geezer birds, yeah, that's right. There's just as dilemmas. Bertie goes, just a piece of toast a few times a day will help the digestion. Take vitamins is better than nothing. Well said. Ladettes, that's it, Rachel. Ladettes. I used to drink with some Russian fellas. Intercity. Was it Intercity Gang? No, it wasn't. No, it was ICF. Neil, ICF Intercity firm, mainly based out of Chelsea, or was that Millwall? They used to come in 2x2 into a pub, before you knew where they were. There was hundreds of them there. They used to wreck the boozers in central London. Wreck them. Yeah, Intercity firm. Right, it's firm. Yeah, it is, Neil. Yeah, the ICF Intercity firm, 100%. They used to wear them jumpers with a little bloody emblem on it. I can't remember what it's called. Well, West Ham was this, yeah. Violence I used to see in football. I remember going once in the Erico, a lad called Steve Hall. He died last 2 years ago. I was a young sergeant with him. He had a lot of experience in the Met. Went to this place in Marylebone. There was a pub open there. all the windows were getting smashed, and they were running on top of cars. They ran over the police car, and then we had to get the TSG involved to move the crowds on, and that was at 11:30 in the morning. Crackers. Crackers being the way they control people there, unfortunately. Vodka's not good, is it? Never take B vitamins. They control people. Really, I don't know about the Bs. Never take B vitamins on an empty stomach. Instant puke. Right, we understand that. Vodka's being the way they control the people. Vodka's bad news. Stone Island, Darren, that's the one. Stone Island and them Burberry hats. Betty Bassett, your missus is a keeper. Try harder, mate. Don't lose her. Well said. Okay, we've done an hour and a half there. I think a few of us got an early morning tomorrow. I think we'll wrap it up. I'll put the number again for the WhatsApp. I'll do a +4 because there's a lot of people from outside of Europe here, or outside England anyway. 72051 for WhatsApp. This is going to be good as well. This channel's doing this live's doing really well. It's good to see. Festival beer. Okay, folks, we'll say night, as it were, because it's 10:40 now, and we've had a good crack night. A lot of people on tonight, really good, and we'll see you all, God willing, tomorrow. Keep sober, get some rest, get some good food. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Darren, and thanks, X. Bertie, good night. Hope you're feeling better tomorrow, and I'll maybe get myself a coffee percolator tomorrow. And let's say, well, we've had a good week. I hope everyone else has had a good week, because I certainly have. And I want everyone to be happy, healthy, and the same position, but stronger by Christmas. And then we'll plan our January, when everyone's trying to get sober, meet up, and we'll all be super sober. Yeah? Beef and chicken, well said. Hit the like button on the way out. Thanks very much, Richard. Thanks to the moderators as well. You're doing a good job. Brothers King. Take care, and hope you have a happy Monday. Yeah, nothing better than Monday, isn't it? Remember the old song, I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats? I love Mondays now. I love every day. I love life. I'm sober. I love you all. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Good night, all. I'll speak to you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Don't be late. See you later, Daniel. Thanks to everybody again who's donated, and thanks to everybody who's made a comment, and thanks to everybody who's going to join the WhatsApp group. And have a safe evening, and I'll catch up with you Monday night.